Okay, then I will show you the syllabus first for CFO. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So as I said, you are dealing with the three problem papers, like three core problem papers in this semester. That is CFF, RAC, and DME1. And for this CFF, compressible fluid flow, so this is as similar to our HMT in our sixth semester. That is a data book, a handbook of compressible fluid flow is very much needed for dealing the problem for every module, like first module, second module, third module, and fourth module, fifth module. These are the five problem-based modules in your this particular CFF. So last module, that is sixth module, is entirely dealing with the theory part, that is flow visualization measurement, like you have studied in uh, metrology and instrumentation. Like that type of theory is coming under our sixth module. So first five modules is continuously dealing with the problem related with the compressible fluid flow. So with your data book like HMT, I think this compressible fluid flow data book based problem is very much easier than our HMT. Directly you can take readings from this particular data book, and there is no confusion that dealing with HMT. It's very easily handling data book. So it is very compulsory to buy your handbook data book today itself, because you can't do any problem without data book in our particular subject. So first module is comparable dealing with 80 or 90% theory and 10% problem. But module 2 onwards, you are continuously dealing with the problems and so derivations. So our Pakka 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 modules are purely based upon first 30% theory, that is derivations. Some 10% theory and 10 to 40, 30, 40% derivations. And rest of the 60% is completely dealing with the problem. And the whole problem is Pakka dealing with our data book. Not a single problem is dealing without data book. Every problem is dealing with data book. So it is very compulsory to buy your data book of S.M. Yahya. Please note the name of the author, S.M. Yahya. S.M. Yahya. Yahya. Gas tables. Gas tables or compressible fluid for data book. That is gas tables. Gas tables of S.M. Yahya. It is there in online stores and you can buy it from many other retail stores. So please, without any fail, you must buy your data book today itself. Okay, by this week, we can deal some theory or derivation part by this week. And next week onwards, you can do problems without data. It's very simple problems. Like I said, our sixth module is completely dealing with the problem. Sorry, theory. So you can score maximum marks from the part C section. Repeated questions asking for the sixth module. So you can only focus, you want to only focus upon the 2, 3, and 4 modules. 2, 3, 4, and 5 modules for our problem. First module also dealing with some theory. So our first module is dealing with, so before that you must know what is compressible fluid flow. What is mean by compressible fluid flow? So a flow means a flow of matter like fluid, compressible fluid flow. Note the point that every fluid is not a liquid. Every fluid is not a liquid. So someone have an idea that is the problem is asking for a fluid. So like fluid in the it is not like that. Fluid means it must be it may be possible it is a fluid, sorry, liquid, gas, or solid, anything. Liquid or gas. It's not a 100% liquid. Only fluid means anything which is under flow. So avoiding an open system for a flow, here we are considering a compressible flow inside through a pipe, a nozzle, a diffuser, etc. So we are considering a flow under pressure, which means under compression, compressible fluid flow. A flow under compression, which is flowing through a pipe or a nozzle or a something like that, a narrow passage, and we are studying or analyzing the structure and the properties of the particular fluid flowing inside through the pipe. That is something mean by compressible fluid flow. So coming to your syllabus, so first module we are dealing with. First module is introduction for compressible flow, and something this prerequisite of this particular subject is thermodynamics. The portion of this compressible flow is coming under fluid mechanics, but the prerequisite of this subject is thermodynamics. You must be very thorough about first law of thermodynamics, second law of thermodynamics, and third law of thermodynamics before studying the CFF. So first one is the concept of continuum control volume approach, which is coming under thermodynamics. Then conservation of mass, momentum, and energy is a derivation. Three main derivation in our first module is conservation of mass, conservation of momentum, and conservation of energy, which means continuity equation, momentum equation, and energy equation. The three equations we are deriving it. So I will give you that particular three derivation. I think I am planning to explain one of the derivation, and rest of the two I am giving assignments. So you must be very careful and you must be very thorough about the particular derivation. Any one of that particular derivation will be asking here. From the three, any one of it will be asking for your university question paper. So then Mach number, effect of Mach number, something the supersonic flow, the explanation of what is subsonic, sonic, what is Mach number, what is the something like the theory for the doing a problem. So second module, third module, fourth module, fifth module is explaining in our first module. All the theories are coming under it. So second module is dealing with isentropic flow, the flow analysis of isentropic flow, which is can be done only by using your data. Okay, here you can see the working tables and chart for isentropic flow, working tables and chart and tables for isentropic flow. Second module is dealing with flow properties analysis of isentropic flow. And third module is dealing with normal shock waves in a fluid or in a gas or in a liquid. You can see the normal waves happening there. So we can create that particular wave by using some pressure, that wave formation. And the wave formation have a particular structure. Either it is a normal shock wave or it's an oblique shock wave that you will study by third module. It's a third module is dealing with the analysis of the shock waves, normal shock waves, and some derivations are there. Fourth module is dealing with a type of flow called Fano flow. Fano flow means flow in a constant area duct. Flow in a constant area duct with friction. It is known as Fano flow. So there is a page in your data book dealing with Fano flow. You just want to, if it is Fano flow, you must only want to do is to take the page of the Fano flow and particularly take the readings and do the problem. The very simple module of 4 and 5. Fifth module is dealing with Rayleigh flow. So just opposite of Fano flow, that is flow through a constant area duct with heat transfer without friction. First one is with the friction, next one is without friction. And last module, as I said, it is dealing with visualization measurement. Interferometer, subsonic flow measurement instruments like shock tube, Rayleigh, Whittier tube, wedge probe, stagnation probe, keel probe, wind tunnels, like that, which is studied in our metrology and instrumentation. You can score maximum mark in this module by studying just the repetitive questions in our previous question paper. So this is all about our syllabus. Okay. So I think we can complete the particular whole sections if you are cooperating with doing the problems with your data book as a hard copy, not use we can download any soft copy from internet, but don't do that. So please buy a data book today itself. SM Yahya, gas tables of SM Yahya, compressible fluid flow. So we can discuss about our first module introduction. That is, what is compressible flow and what are fluids. Okay. So what is called compressible flow? As I said, fluid mechanics compressible flow is generally referred to as gas dynamics. It is coming under gas dynamics. Gas dynamics, which means dynamics and static. dynamic, static. You study the two properties. First one is dynamic means the properties under flow, under motion. It is called dynamic. Static means the properties of something which is under rest is called static. So here we are studying gas dynamics. Like another name of compressible flow is gas dynamics, which means the flow properties of gas under motion. Okay. Then what are the main applications of this compressor flow? എന്തിനാണ് നമ്മൾ ഇത് പഠിക്കുന്നത്? What is the main application of this compressor flow in our industrial or engineering applications of that particular compressible flow? CFF is first one. It is used in high speed aerodynamics. High speed aerodynamics. So high speed aerodynamics means we want to use that particular flow of matter very speedily. So to increase the velocity, you want to decrease the area and something regulating the pressure, something also. So here the application of CFF is to increase the speed of the aerodynamics and to increase the propulsion system under dynamics. Second one is rocket propulsion, rocket and missile propulsion. Rocket and missile propulsion. The main application of CFF, steam and gas turbines, steam and gas turbines, high speed compressors, high speed compressors. So look here, the four applications mainly referred to as flow of fluid through a small nozzle-like pipes, nozzle-like pipes or very small area flow. The whole thing, high speed aerodynamics, rocket and missile propulsion, steam and gas turbines, high speed compressors, all are dealing with the flow of fluid or flow of the particular matter which is through a very small area to increase the speed velocity. So what is fluid? As I said, fluid is not liquid. Any substance which is under deforms, any substance which we can deform when we can apply pressure, it is called fluid. Any property which we can continuously deforms, which we can plastically deforms when applying force is known as fluid. The examples are liquid, vapors, gases, etc. Liquid, vapors, gas, etc. So what is called an ideal fluid? Ideal fluid and real gas fluid either. Ideal fluid and real fluid are there. Real fluid. So what is called ideal fluid and what is real fluid? So ideal fluid is something fluid. It is not in viscous manner. It is not in viscous manner. So what is viscosity? Viscosity means the hardness or the compressivity of the fluid is known as viscosity. The movement which resists the flow is called viscous force. So ideal flow is a particular fluid which is not under viscous. Pure water, we can take the example of pure water. It is not viscous. But an oil or something like that, we can consider under real fluid, which is a fluid which is under a viscous condition is known as real fluid. That is the main difference between ideal fluid and real fluid. That is, ideal fluid is not viscous, but real fluid is viscous. Example, coconut oil or oil, etc. So here we are studying about the flow properties of compressible fluid, right? Compressible fluid. So what is the difference between compressible fluid and incompressible fluid? Compressible fluid and incompressible fluid. There are 2-3 more points referred to difference between incompressible and compressible. Incompressible, compressible. So incompressible fluids are type of fluids where density is constant. Incompressible fluids are suitable fluids whose density is constant. Just opposite, for a compressible fluid, density is not constant. Density is not constant. And we have studied about velocity of fluid. Like velocity of fluid is denoted by, in our particular section, I will explain it later. We are studying about velocity of fluid and velocity of sound. Okay. Velocity of sound denoted by A, velocity of fluid which is denoted by C. In our whole sections, in our whole module, whole subject, we are dealing with the two type of velocities. First one is air velocity or sound velocity. Sound velocity, it can be denoted by a, small letter a, and fluid velocity is can be expressed by c. So here the main difference between incompressible and compressible is density difference, density of first one and density of second. And then in incompressible flow, the fluid velocities are small which compared to velocity of sound. That is, fluid velocity c is very much small as compared to sound velocity. Sorry, incompressible. Fluid velocity c is very much low as compared to sound velocity. But in compressible flow, it is not that much lesser. This is lesser, but that much lesser. It can be lesser, it can be higher, it can be equal. In compressible flow, it can be smaller, it can be higher, it can be equal. But in incompressible flow, the fluid velocity is very much smaller which compared to sound velocity. Sound velocity ഉണ്ടല്ലോ, നമ്മൾ പുറത്ത് കേൾക്കുന്ന sound velocity fluid velocity രണ്ട് type of velocity ആണ്. Okay. Then compressibility factor is 1 for incompressible flow. Compressibility factor, compressible ചെയ്യുന്നില്ല, therefore compressibility factor it can be shown, compressibility factor equal to 1. It is less than 1. Compressibility factor is less than 1. Sorry, it is greater than 1. Greater than 1. Greater than 1. These are the three main difference between incompressible and compressible flow. That is, first one is of density. For incompressible flow, density is constant. Density is constant, but in compressible flow, density is not constant. There is a two type of velocity, fluid velocity and air velocity. For incompressible flow, c is very much less than a, but in compressible, it can be less than 1 a, can be greater than a, or it can be equal to a. And for incompressible flow, compressive factor is equal to 1. Compressible flow, CF is greater than 1. Okay. Then according to our thermodynamics chapter, we have studied about control volume approach or concept of continuum in S4, I think. S4 or S3, I think. We have studied about the flow properties which can be expressed as control volume approach, system approach, control volume approach, or concept of continuum, etc., etc., etc. So that is also coming under your first module topic, that is concept of continuum. That that is system is there, a system is there, and surrounding is there, and this is called boundary. System and surroundings. Open system, closed system, isolated system. We have studied that. Thermodynamic systems. An open system is a system where that energy and matter together flow out and in. But in closed system, no matter flows, but energy only flows. In isolated system, not energy and matter is not flowing to inward or outward through a system. That is the three types of system we have studied. Open system, closed system, and isolated system. So here also, what is the concept of continuum? What is called concept of continuum? The main explanation of concept of continuum means continuous itself. Meaning continuum means continuous is referred to as continuous. So what is called continuum approach or concept of continuum? So in thermodynamics, you have studied another topic, that microscopic approach and macroscopic approach. Microscopic approach and macroscopic approach. The name itself indicates that microscopic approach deals with the properties of very tiny micro analysis here. So in a system, there is so many molecules are there. So if you are studying analysis of each and every molecule, then this one, then this one, then this one, it is called microscopic approach. We are analyzing each and every molecules. That is microscopic approach. But I am saying taking another system, like same system, and I am saying that I am taking an average of the everything. And for the first system, I am saying that the pressure of this point is 2 bar, this point is 3 bar, this point is 5 bar, this point is 8 bar, this point is 10 bar. That is microscopic approach. But here I am saying that the overall average pressure of this system is 8 bar. That is macroscopic approach. When we are taking average or we are analyzing the whole together, in a taking as a big system, we are taking as macroscopic approach. We are analyzing very tiny molecular type of objects in the system. We are saying it as a microscopic approach. So there are two type of approach in the thermodynamics: microscopic and macroscopic. We can analyze any system like that. So by taking a macroscopic viewpoint, concept of continuum. From a macroscopic viewpoint, we are always considered with volumes with a large area. We are always considering with a molecule with a large area, and we are taking an average value of the total properties. Average value of total properties. So disregarding with disregarding, that is the main point. Disregarding with, that is the main point of concept of continuum. Disregarding with behavior of individual molecules, behavior of individual molecules, ഓരോന്നിനെ കൺസിഡർ ചെയ്യാതെ individual molecules, and matter here we are considering it as a matter here is considering it as a continuous. That is the concept of continuum. Disregarding the behavior of individual molecules, matter together we are considering it as a continuous one. Control volume എന്ന് പഠിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട് അല്ലെ. Control volume is the, that is we are taking in as a volume in our space. നമ്മുടെ മുമ്പിലുള്ള വായിൽ നമുക്കൊരു control volume സങ്കല്പിക്കാം. And we are considering it as a control volume, and we are analyzing the properties of a control volume. Matter is coming inside it and going to other space, continuously flowing through a control volume. Okay, we are considering a particular figure in our atmosphere, a small box, matter, air is coming here and moving to other port. That is called control volume. Control volume. So there is a control volume. In a control volume, disregarding the properties of each molecules coming under in it, we are considering it as a whole as a continuous system. This is the concept of continuum. We are dealing a particular system under continuous property. It is called concept of continuum. So take an example that there is a point, there is a small mass at a point P, there is a system, total there is a system, and there is a point P here inside the system with a mass delta M. That volume is delta V. Take it as the volume is delta V, small infinity volume. So I am taking it as a delta value. Very small it can be, it is a delta, and some higher it can be D, and higher value we can take it as a V itself. Tau, D and V. So very small infinity volume delta M at a point P, that volume is delta V. So we can say that density at that point can be defined as rho is equal to mass by volume, right? Density is mass by volume. So we are considering a system at a point P, the mass of the delta M, a matter is there at the mass delta M, there is a volume of delta V. So the density at a point P is defined as delta M by delta V, right? Is there a confusion? Rho equal to delta M by delta V. Okay, this is the average density of the system. And at any point, there is a point is there. Not we are considering every point, we are considering it's a macroscopic viewpoint. Okay, and we are considering average density of the total system can be defined as delta M by delta V. Okay, delta M by delta V at a volume delta V. So if we plot a graph, to delta V in x-axis and delta M by delta V, density in y-axis, delta M by delta V in y-axis and delta V in x-axis. Delta V is the volume, ഓരോ സ്ഥലത്തേക്ക് വോളിയം മാറി വരുമ്പോൾ. Okay, delta V, small volume increasing. That is the delta V increasing, and delta M by delta V, that particular density at every point. And we will get a graph that initially density is increasing, or initially we are taking a small volume, that is 0 here, small volume, and when there is a density here, and when the volume is increasing, the particular graph will flow like that, and at a point when reaches, is go for a straight line. When we decrease in the density value from higher to lower, we will get a graph from top like that. It is coming under like this way, and at a point it goes to a continuous line. Okay, that is a point, and at this point we can take delta v dash. So there is a point where the density goes on increasing or changing, like we can call it as a change, not increasing, not decreasing. There is a change at every point. So when the density is changing from one point to another, and at a point, when it reaches at a point asymptote, it goes on a straight line. We go for a straight line. Asymptote. So there, അവിടെയാണ് നമുക്ക് ഒരു average density കിട്ടുന്നത് അല്ലേ? ഇവിടെ നമുക്ക് average density constant value കിട്ടുന്നു. You will get a constant value for density here. So at this point, ഈ point വരെ എന്താണ്? It is a very point the density is changing. At every point when volume is increasing, density is changing. So it is a molecular type of approach. Like molecular approach, domain of molecular approach. Molecular approach. And at a point when it reaches at a point, and it goes for a continuous line, straight line. This is the concept of continuum. Which means that when volume is very small, there is a fluctuation of density. At every point, we will get a different values for a density. We can't predict a particular value of density from 0 to delta v dash. From 0 to delta v dash, we cannot predict a value for density. And at a point reaches, thereafter, the value for density is going for a straight line. Very particular point at the Kenya. So, in the concept of continuum, we are not dealing with this left portion, molecular portion. We are not dealing with that particular portion, disregarding the behavior of individual molecules. We are treating the total matter as a continuous factor. And for this factor, for concept of continuum, we can describe this factor as a straight line density, particular density value. So that is the concept of continuum, which means that disregarding with the behavior of individuals, molecules, the total matter here, it is considered as a continuous system. You will get a particular or common density. And from this point to this point, at this point, we can define the density value at that point as density equal to limit delta v to delta v dash. Delta v dash ആകുമ്പോൾ that particular point, density equal to dou m by dou v. That is the density at that particular point. This point, limit delta v to delta v dash. നമുക്ക് ഇവിടെ അങ്ങനെ പറയാൻ പറ്റും. ഇവിടെ density വരും dou m by dou v. Limit delta v dash dou m by dou v is the density. That is the concept of continuum. Okay. So next one is approach to system approach and control volume approach. System approach and control volume approach. This is a very simple thing. System approach, control volume approach of analyzing. System approach and control volume approach. As I said, a control volume is a particular space that we are considering in that particular volume. We are considering in a space where matter is coming in, entering and leaving. Very constant. There is no particular constant space inside it. The space is that matter is coming inside and going to out. In out. That is the control volume. In a space, a control volume, it is a particular box in the space. So first one is system approach. System approach is a particular type of approach where the matter or system is contained in the same matter. The matter is not leaving from the system. matter വന്ന് പുറത്തേക്ക് പോകുന്നു. Here in a system approach, we take it as example as a piston cylinder. Piston cylinder. Piston is the okay. Piston is coming lower and coming higher. There is a matter inside this air pressure. So for a particular stroke inside and outside, so for a particular compression stroke and for a system, there is no matter leaving from here. Okay. It can be treated like system approach, where system approach can be defined as a particular type of system approach where the matter remains the same. A system contains a same matter. System contains a same matter is called system approach. Same matter is called system approach, or we can say it as Lagrangian approach. Example is the piston intake and exhaust stroke. Piston intake and exhaust stroke. It is the example for system approach or Lagrangian approach. Next one is a control volume approach. As I said, we are considering it as a volume. Control volume inside space. Matter is coming here and matter is leaving here. There is not a fixed mass or a fixed matter is not here inside a system. There is not a fixed mass inside the system. So here matter is coming here and leaving here. So study of a system where matter is flowing continuously through a system or volume can be treated as control volume approach. വന്നു പോകുന്നു നിർത്താതെ വന്നും പോകുന്നതിനാണ് നമ്മൾ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് control volume is a definite volume. There is a definite volume in space. The volume അവിടെ തന്നെയുണ്ട്, but matter is moving inside and outside continuously. It can be called Eulerian approach. Eulerian approach, Uelerin approach, or control volume approach. So these are the two types of approach in our study, that is system approach and control volume approach. First one is system approach, where matter remains the same for a particular process. Matter is not leaving in a system. It is called system approach. Where matter is leaving from inside to outside, we can call it as a control volume approach or Eulerian approach. Example, a jet engine can be considered a jet engine, where matter is coming inside and leaving. Jet engine is an example. Okay, so these are the two type of approach. So in this session, we have studied about the introduction part of control CFF, compressible fluid flow, where what is compressible flow, or what is fluid, and what is compressible flow, what is incompressible flow, what is real fluid, what is ideal fluid, what are the difference between the incompressible and compressible flow, what are the concept of continuum which we are using for analysis, concept of continuum, and what is the control volume approach and system approach. These are the topics we have discussed today. So I want to rewind that you must buy the data book for CFF today itself. I will share the link of the online stores today, link of the book today itself. But if you have any seniors, you can buy that or borrow that data book once, or you can buy a new one. Okay, if you are buying, buy it as a new volume. New volume means new edition, latest edition. Okay, so that is all about this session. One minute.